let me tell you a story. A story about a young, naive boy who had a flaw. A flaw he didn't know would affect his life in a way nothing else did. Ladies and gentlemen, that boy is me. And as for that flaw, it would be my ADHD. Now, for those of you who aren't familiar with ADHD, it's basically a very common behavioral disorder that's characterized mainly by high levels of inattentiveness, hyperactivity, and impulsivity, which are the three main umbrellas that hold the three different types of symptoms for ADHD. But for example, since I have ADHD, I do show signs of all three, however, I am predominantly inattentive, meaning that most of the symptoms I show revolve mainly around me not focusing and getting easily distracted. But of course, as a young boy, I didn't know any of that. But what I did know was that my focus is so catastrophically bad, that my attention span is truly microscopic, and that my mind is always in a race against itself with a million thoughts running around it non-stop. One time I heard someone say that the way people like me think is like surfing the TV endlessly, but I'm not the one holding the remote. And I have never related to anything more in my life. It gets exhausting, which you will clearly see in the story, which is, by the way, inspired by the 5 stages of grief. But I won't spoil it too much now, so without further ado, here's my story. Chapter 1, Denial. So I would always ask my mom about my inattentiveness. I would walk up to her and ask, Mama, أنا ليش هيك? And she would just look at me and say, oh, لا عادي, it's only because you have an artistic brain. بتعرف كيف ترسم هيك أشياء. Of course, the young me would look at this obviously false piece of information, but what would he say? Okay. This was because I honestly forced myself to believe that, because I was scared to find out something was wrong with me. So I just felt more content in that safe but limited bubble of denial. At least that's how I felt until the year 2016. I was 14 years old watching a movie, and a character made a remark about his friend being ADHD, which to me at the time was just a weird sequence of letters that I couldn't really understand. So I searched it. Somehow everything made sense. I found its symptoms, and I related to every single one of them. But still I had hope. I kept reminding myself of the line my mother had told me, and I tried my best to push this piece of information to the back of my brain. But whatever I did, it just kept inching forward. So I went back to my mother and I said, Mama, عندي سؤال غريب. So I have ADHD. And she looked at me like, شو؟ إيش ADHD؟ إيش؟ But I asked again, I said, Mama, عندي ADHD. And to my surprise, she looked at me and said, yes you do. And I have known ever since you were a kid. This was when it officially sunk in, and the safe bubble of denial popped. Chapter 2. Anger. At this point in my life, I was starting to have my own responsibilities. School was getting harder, and I was given more daily tasks and roles that I was supposed to follow. And I just kept messing up over and over again. You see, I would want to study for an exam, so naturally I sit down, open my book. Well, okay, fine, I sit down, stare at the wall for 2.5 hours, thinking of old 2013 vines. Then I open my book, and I would just find myself unable to study. It was like, for example, my stupid brain would notice a very tiny light reflecting on the wall in front of me, and I would just stare at it like, for 2 hours. And obviously, people would get really angry at me when this happened. It would go from, Khaled, you need to learn how to focus, to, Khaled, why aren't you focusing? This is becoming a problem. And eventually became, what the hell is wrong with you? I was surrounded by people who threw their frustration at me constantly. And with time, I myself became one of those people. I would look at myself and feel rage. I officially hated that part of me. That part of me which took over a big portion of who I am. Chapter 3. bargaining. So I sat alone in my room one day, and all of the rage had been building up to this moment. I asked myself questions like, okay, why am I like this? Why am I not improving? And they all took me to ask myself, how do I change myself to fix this flaw? A toxic thought, but it stuck out for a very long time. I would search the internet for hours on end trying to find a remedy or a solution. I found that ADHD is simply not curable. But that meant nothing to my stupid, sovereign brain. So I resorted to my own thinking. I tried things like creating intricate schedules, setting up alarms and reminders throughout the day, but nothing had worked. And finally I was left with one more option, medication. So I got a prescription that I was taking a pill a day, but it didn't help. So I was taking 2 pills a day, didn't help either. And finally I got a new prescription and I thought, this is it, this is what's finally going to help me. And I was taking 6 pills a day. But it didn't help, not even a little. I didn't know what to do. I ran out of options. It felt like I was literally negotiating with myself, trying to find a solution. But sadly, all it led to was chapter 4, depression. This was the ultimate rock bottom for me in the story. It felt like everything I was told finally got to me. But instead of firing back with rage and frustration, I just took the hit every time. What people told me actually haunted me. I was being told by my friends how careless I am, that I'm not going to have the future I want. I was being treated by my teachers like a complete hopeless case. I was told time and time again how much of a waste of potential I am. And finally, it is so sad how much time and effort was put into me for me to turn out like this. I was stuck in a loop of negativity, which honestly sucked because I'm usually the positive one. I didn't know what to do. So one day, I was stuck in this very unfortunate state of mind, and I went to the bathroom where I looked at the mirror. And this may sound very unusual, but I found a new mole on my neck. And this mole lined up with 3 other moles on my neck, forming something somewhat close to a straight line. Now I know what you're thinking. True? How does this have anything to do with the story? But what if I tell you that this stupid mole was the complete turning point of the whole thing? Chapter 5, acceptance. Now, to you, this mysterious mole is just a mole. But to me, this mole made me think of everything else I missed out on. I mean, okay, I just missed out on a mole, but what else happened in this period where all of my energy and attention was put into my ADHD? And it all got me thinking, this is so dumb. You know, like, was it really worth it? Like, ADHD is a part of me, and it just didn't feel worth it to go through denial, anger, bargaining, depression. I mean, why? I had finally somehow accepted what it was. Now, it didn't happen in a snap of a finger, but at least I was on the right track. I changed my mindset. I looked at myself more as a professional daydreamer, rather than someone with disorder. I finally searched for the benefits of having ADHD, and I found that it gives people passion, curiosity, drive, and ambition. I was finally able to make a joke out of it. I would now laugh about it openly with others and not be affected at all. But most importantly, I didn't care what people thought of me. I mean, I would be lectured yet again about daydreaming, but instead of taking the hit like before, I would stare at them and say things like, طبعا, yeah, أكيد, شو ولا? But in reality, I'm just thinking of how creepy the Teletubbies were, because, honestly. But in the end, maybe this story isn't only about my struggles with ADHD. Maybe it's also about the journey of me against myself. And honestly, I am eternally grateful to have gone through those intense 5 stages. And as for other journeys and obstacles to come in the future, I don't know what's coming. But all I can say now is stay tuned. Thank you.